Greetings and salutations, cadets. Welcome back to Blade Assault, aka the Rogue Report. It's I guess a two-parter episode with Blade Assault, since the first video we didn't really get a chance to really talk about the meta progression and what I thought about it yet. I mean, so far, like I have been playing this game a bit off stream, like a couple runs here and there. I'm still really digging I guess the moment-to-moment gameplay. The controls are still pretty sick. I haven't really messed around with any of the new weapons, though there are some interesting things about this game. It being in early access, there's still like a couple of rough spots in the sense that there's still only one... Oh, I'm just gonna do this because I want to talk about the stuff in the hub first. So there are multiple characters. So again, talking about this game, it's still in early access, right? We have 3 additional characters. Jet, I guess this big bruiser type dude, he's gonna punch a lot of stuff, which I'm really excited to play. Jenny, who also looks pretty dope. She kind of looks like a Kali from League of Legends, but I'm guessing kind of similar to like a ninja style gameplay. Wow, looks really cool. And then Dalsy, she's got a katana. If she's like Aiijutsu, ooh, I'm gonna love her forever. Okay, so meta progression. As you kill bosses, you get these cubes, which you can use to increase your friendship levels with the various NPCs. Some of them I like more than others. Hanks is okay. Weapon modifying list, I guess. I don't know what it means by 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna have to like figure out what that means exactly. The discount rate from Honk. Hank and Honk. He's the guy that pops up in the limo that sells you different relics and whatnot. 10, 20, 30% discount. Nothing to sneeze at. Granted, I feel like if you're smart about your currency in run, you should be able to just kind of buy whatever. Usually, at least. So Sophia is a little bit new. I tend to not really go for her unless you don't have like a lot of currency. So before like the zone where you're going to fight the boss, like in between like the middle of stages, sometimes you'll have a choice between either Honk or Sophia. Sophia sells gear as well. However, her stuff has a big upside and then a downside. You know, you may deal X amount of damage, but you take increased amount of damage. So it's kind of like the whole double-edged sword thing. So depending on like your style and depending on what weapons you have, like if you take, say for instance, like the assault rifle, most times you could probably just go glass cannon and just stay away from things and just pay attention for stuff teleporting onto you and whatnot. Max's shop is pretty good. He's the guy who sells you food. The food is, you know, flat heal and then gives you buffs for, I don't know if it's for the entirety of the run or just like that next zone, but those could be really good and probably overall cheaper than Angela. Angela, I'm guessing this is reducing the treatment fee. I don't know why it has like an increasing cost, but it heals the same amount each time. You know, when you're in the ship, I think it's like 250 a pop. And Leo, I haven't really messed around with too much. Like I can't really tell the difference of the difficulty spikes and whatnot. It's like, well, things are just getting harder, and I kind of just leave it at that. I don't know if, like, I should be... If there's a sweet spot of where I want to stop the risk level. So I haven't really spent money on him. And this guy, John, he's at the basement 1 of the Jazz Bar, and as you increase this, he has, like, different gear that I can purchase using, like, the gold coin currency that I have. The gold coin currency can also be used to increase your character traits. So as you keep doing runs, you gain like passive experience. I don't think anything here... Yeah, the support and skill stuff, we don't know what all these will be since it's still in early access. I guess they haven't really figured out exactly what they want to do with this. So I'm guessing support will just have like random stuff, like I can kind of gleam in here, begin the game with 300 more gems, increase the chance of finding a legendary gear. That's not bad. Let's see. Oh, enable the use of a parry. I want it. Okay, let's see. At least let's look at like what's available and what I think is probably going to be kind of like no-brainers. You kind of want this kind of thing. I feel like decreasing your time to kill is usually a good bet in these type of games because things can't hurt you if they're dead. Granted, like you have a double jump, you should have fast enough reactions to try to get out of the way of most things. At least like once you kind of understand their patterns. Though having a little bit of defense never hurts, at least giving you a little bit of bubble space. And we'll take a look at this tree because I haven't like really paid attention, see if there's anything that gives you like passive regeneration. Because sustain is also really good on these games too. So let's see, first tier. So these are always unlocked by default in terms of being able to spend on them. And then it goes to level 10, 20, 30. It's not like, say, Borderlands where I need to put X amount of skill points here or here in order to get to the next tier. It's like if I really wanted to and I don't like anything, I could just kind of skip everything. I don't see the ability to respec, which I'm sure they'll probably add something like that in the future. So let's see. Let's take a look. So attack tree. Normal attack, level this up to max. Basic attack by 25%. That's just solid. Just free 25% damage. Skill attack. Depending on like how you end up speccing your weapon and how much you can get the cooldowns down, I'm sure like an extra 25% of skill attack is pretty bulky. I'm probably going to max this out too. Attack speed is always solid, 15%, none to scoff at. Attacking an enemy with a skill will create a stack. When the stacks reach 10, you can perform a charged attack. Attacking with a skill while charged will deal 50 additional damage. I'm going to guess that this is like maybe 50 additional damage per level. At least I'm hoping so. I'm wondering how that's going to work. If that's 50 additional damage per unique hit of the skill, so think in the span of like the chainsaw sword, that spin tech hits a lot. 50 additional damage per hit is pretty nutty. However, if it's literally just a stack of like, or just like one instance of 50 additional damage, that's kind of low. That's like a basic attack extra. You know? That might not be like a priority one. 25% additional damage enemies with 50% or less HP. That's a pretty big HP threshold, and being able to kill things faster at that HP thresh is pretty good. Fanaticism. Attacking an enemy with a basic attack will create a stack. When the stacks reach 30, increase attack speed by 15% for 7 seconds. The cooldown's only 15 seconds as well. That's pretty good. Well, that's at level 2, by the way, for the attack speed. That's going to keep scaling up. So I'm definitely going to increase and max that out, because 30 stacks seems like it'd be pretty quick to get, especially if you're hitting, or if you're using a faster weapon, like the assault rifle or chainsaw blade. More attack speed is never a bad thing. I'm wondering if you're also able to create stacks like while this attack speed buff is going on. So if it just keeps kind of snowballing into itself, you know? That would be kind of nutty. So you can just have kind of like permanent uptick. I mean, obviously there's like a 15-second cooldown, but I mean, that's only 8 seconds where you're missing that attack speed buff, theoretically, if you're able to maintain like the 30 stacks. Plunder. After defeating an elite, your damage will increase by 10% for 8 seconds, and you'll receive 1 additional rose. Rose is not necessarily meta currency, I think. It's, I mean, it kind of is meta currency, but it's meta currency that's used only in run. You use it to upgrade, like your weapon skills, which I'll get into those once we move over to Hank. Cooldown 15 seconds. That's not terrible. We'll see how that scales. I think that's probably going to be pretty good. Defeating an enemy elite will recharge your energy by 10 for 10 seconds. I don't think I've ever really had too many energy problems, but then again, I haven't had a really dope skill build yet, so maybe that's good. I don't know. Increases the damage dealt to an elite enemy shield by 5%. Yeah, sure. That's just solid. Increase crit chance by 15% against enemies with 30% or less HP. I feel like you're going to get diminishing returns on this. Maybe. Depending on like the build you go. I know ice builds have like a lot of crit chance already kind of built into the cores. So I guess early game this might be pretty good when you don't have a lot of base crit chance, but you're going to get a lot of relics and cores that are going to kind of bridge that gap. Because I don't think you can, well, you're going to get to 100% crit kind of quickly, but I mean, this helps. Reduce the cooldown of hypercores and active gears by 10%. I wonder how the scaling is for that. I guess like that remains to see how helpful that is. Cooldown reduction is always good, and I guess depending on the items you get, having extra cooldown on those actives could be pretty good. When you kill an enemy with a skill, you absorb 1% of the damage done as HP. I'm gonna guess that's probably gonna scale up to 5% of the damage done. That cooldown is pretty large, though. I guess it depends. I mean, I guess like if it was any shorter, that might be a little bit too OP, but we'll see. Let's move on to defense. Melee defense. Reduce melee damage taken by 20%. Increase max HP by 50. I mean, I like it just because the extra max HP. And a 20% damage reduction is pretty good. This one's just straight up max HP increase. I'll probably start investing into this too, just so we're bulkier. And for any of the relics that give a heal based on percentage, like having a higher base HP is always going to be good. And same thing too if you plan on playing a lot more with Axe. It has a kind of like a weapon feature that scales your attack based off max HP. So if you plan on going for like the big slow hitting Axe, it might be good to invest a lot in defense tree. So range defense is basically melee defense, but well, projectile damage minus 20%. Again, I'm pretty much invested in this just for the HP. Toughness. When you take damage, reduce damage taken by 6% by 5 seconds. I mean, I guess like there might be some moments where it'll be helpful to not snowball getting destroyed by enemies. But I tend to not really like abilities that only activate when you take damage. So this one, I don't know. I don't really think it's a priority. When you take damage, increase your evasion by 6% for 5 seconds. It's another one of those, like, if you take damage, we're going to try to help decrease the snowball, which I guess could be useful. Recover 5% of the damage taken by an elite after every 1 second for 5 seconds after dealing damage to an elite. The wording on this feels weird. So, it feels like you have to get hit by an elite to get this rolling, and then you have to, I guess, have like a response to him. Like after you take a hit, you gotta react and hit him back, and then you get 5%. I guess I'm gonna assume that maybe it's like 5% per level of this, which could be good, but I don't know. Again, it burns to my general feeling of like, it's a concession and I guess a consolation prize for taking damage, but at the same time, I like kind of more of the like the passive regeneration. When you get killed, revive one time with 20% HP. Extra life. A death defy, basically. Recovers 2.5% of max HP at the beginning of stage. This is probably going to be good. This is probably something you just automatically take just because of the pure value. You don't have to do anything. Just get to a new stage and you heal X amount. Combat readiness. Restores 3% of max HP when port is activated. Yep, that's probably going to be another really important one. Just because it's, again, passive regeneration. You're always going to be activating ports on the map, like at the end of each stage. That's good. That'll help keep you alive and not reliant on relics like cheese, where you're betting on the 1% in the stage to recover a little bit of HP, or make it less required for you to take something like bandage as your active gear. Feast. Increase max HP by 1 whenever you defeat an elite enemy to a max of 100. That could be okay. I mean, it's just max HP. Granted, I'm gonna have to, like, get a rough estimate at the end of each run of, like, at the end of each stage, like, how many elites you're actually getting. And what the... I'm guessing max HP by maybe by 5 at max level. Which, I don't know, that could be really good. Let's see. Suppress. Reduce damage taken by 30% when your HP is lower than 5%. I don't know. I feel like maybe there might be builds and really scary builds you might go for that you want to go for like low HP so you can just deal a crap ton of damage. But I feel like 5% is too low of a threshold. unless like you kind of understand how much damage something is going to do to you, or maybe there's a relic out there that can, if you're at a certain threshold, you're always going to be brought down to this flat amount of HP or this percentage of HP. Kind of think like one-shot protection in Risk of Rain 2, if you're familiar with that game, where in that game, as long as you're at 90% or higher HP, no entity can bring you, or no entity can kill you, right? Like in one hit, one instance of damage. It'll always bring you back down to like, I think 10% or something like that. I wonder if there's like a mechanic in this game or like a relic combination set that does something similar. And then Vitality, increase all healing received by 5%. Yeah, that's solid. I mean, that pretty much like will go hand in hand in terms of synergy with combat readiness and advanced preparation for sure. Because that just gives you more value here and here. And then once we fully get these updates, I wouldn't mind, like, if you guys are still interested in this game, I wouldn't mind going back and, like, talking about these skill trees as well as the other characters, if you guys want. And yeah, let me know in the comment section below if you guys are actively playing this, or if, hopefully, I inspire you to purchase it and give it a shot, because it's, I think, at max price. It might be on sale right now for, like, 15 bucks, but I think max price is only 20, so, eh. Let's see. Ah, okay, yeah. When hitting an enemy, there's a 1.5% chance to steal 3 gems from them. For 10, maybe, but I think I want to go for meta progression first. I guess the other thing like we have to talk about too is since this is a rogue light, it's very similar to Skull the Demon Slayer, where you are eventually going to get to a point where you're going to have like a max skill tree, and it should be easier to get consistent runs done. Like, every run should be theoretically easier until you can beat the game. I guess, like, I'll have to redo the review, or redo my thoughts on this game, like, once I get to that point where, oh, I'm able to beat the game, and once we get to 1.0, what type of options is this game going to give you in terms of customizing the difficulty? Like, is there a hard mode? Is it going to be like Hades, where I can activate the Pact of Punishment and really go down by detail to make the game harder? And you know, Hades is beautifully designed in the sense that even at, you know, full maxed out upgrades via weapons and, you know, your Mirror of Darkness, you can still have an insanely hard time with that game. Like, the game does not care. It's still going to remain pretty hard. I feel like I want to upgrade Fanaticism. Do I want any of this stuff? Do I just increase my HP? Alright, let's cap this out. I feel like I want to cap this out. And then I'll do some into this. Alright, for Hank stuff. Aha! So this is what it means by upgrading for Hank. So normally, like, these will only pop up during the run itself when you have a choice of between 3, and then that's when you start using your roses to first initially unlock one of these things, and then you continually use roses to upgrade them up to rank 5. I've never gotten one of these weapon upgrades to 5, but some of them are super nutty. She doesn't do anything yet. I've played around a little bit with the axe. I play mostly with the chainsaw sword. I don't know if I really like gun. Gun just seems very alright. Like, yeah, I can do like these neat charge shots. I can't charge while I'm in the air, which is kind of unfortunate. I don't know. I just don't think it's like as fun. There's passives for the weapons, which the chips are used to help increase like the stat bonuses for them. I like critical combo the most, I think. Enemy successful hit with a skill increase crit of all weapon attacks by 16%. I mean, that's just really nice. Alright. I guess, like, for the rest of this video, we can go ahead and, I guess, just get a run done. We can talk about the game as we go along. or at least like my thought processes while I'm playing it. And then we'll end this this episode of Rogue Report. Boop, 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 frog. Let's see, sub weapon attack, don't really care so much. I love ice, so I think I'm gonna go for that. Increase the chance of getting like epic or higher when we find an ice core. I think ice core and sword just kind of go pretty well together, IMO. Then again, I feel like sword's fairly flexible. It likes a lot of the cores. Gosh, I love that special so much. Let's see. Increases crit rate by a certain amount per 10% of charged energy. Dash can now hit enemies. Enemies that are hit receive electric damage and have a chance to become shot. When dashing, strike the area behind you with a thunderbolt. Has a chance to inflict shock on enemies that are hit. Not a real big fan of most of these. They're okay. Just go for the damage, I guess. And we go for more ice. Ah, so that's what shock is. Shock is like a stun. Like, I wish it would do the thing like in Hades where it would give you a tooltip stating like, oh, this is what this status effect does. Crit damage of all attacks by 20%. Yeah, it's looking like the best. Dang it. Also, why is my gun not working? Right trigger? Hello? Eh? Is my controller just not pressing the right trigger button anymore? Hello? Oh well. It's just the gun. It's fine. Reduces damage taken from enemies. Froststorm. Replaces the sub-weapon projectile with a Froststorm. Froststorm does not collide with enemies but inflicts chill. Kinda don't mind that, I guess. 3% of max health is not that much. Flat damage reduction, though. Yeah, just... Maybe just because we're not in combat, I can't fire the gun? No? Hold on. Let me do the IT special. Let's unplug the controller and plug it back in. There it is. How very strange. I don't know why just that was not working. I guess we'll just go ahead and grab cheese now, since it's here. Yeah, it's only 1% on death, but, you know, if you're not taking a lot of damage, that sustain goes a long way. Considering that I have no sustain, currently. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Do not explode, please. There you go. Cryogenic weapon adds cold energy to the main weapon, and enemies hit by the cryo weapon are inflicted with the big chill. How much money do we have? An okay amount. So I want to see what Honk has. At 655, we might be able to buy a decent relic here. 630. When a skill that costs MP is used, there's a 50% chance to ignore MP cost. Sure. It's legendary. I'll take it. I may not have enough money initially to buy the first chest here. But we can just backtrack for it. Yeah, 150. And now we have enough. Main weapon, normal attack by 15%. Yeah, I'm good for that. Darn. I thought I was going to get invincibility through the poison fog while I was spinning to try to win in. Pizza. We can go for... You know, we can go for fire and ice. Let's try for that. Not gonna replace out the core. Increases damage dealt to enemies. Yeah, sure. I want more health. Let's go for more damage for now. We'll go for health later. That was like way too far back. I kind of let him rush up on me. So even at like 1%, like for the cheese, it's definitely still very helpful. The small paltry regen that I am able to get every now and again is nice. Hey, more cheese. 7 HP. Energy and weapons is charge every 5 seconds. Charge weapons deal 240. Sure. Every 5 seconds of free 240 damage. Kinda don't mind that. Ow. Woo! Ah. Stupid shield. Dash can now hit enemies. Enemies, Hypercore. Surround yourself in flames as you jump into the air and rain consecutive attacks down on your enemies. Enemies hit receive ignite stacks that are inflicted with burn. Or we can get an extra 2% damage. I kind of like the stun on my dash currently. I've never seen this one before, so I want to see what this does. Attacking with normal attacks gains a 10% chance to spawn a spinning blade. I feel like since we have the thing that can possibly refund energy, I feel like Furious Wave is kind of where I want to go. More fire. Ow. Pain. That one's really good. Movement speed and attack speed up for, I think, what, 7 seconds? Ow. Pain. Mac. Crap. Oh. It's kind of like Ken Shoryu Reppa in Street Fighter. I wish those barrels would hurt him too. No, 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 no. Ugh. Taking some damage. Bye. Definitely need to heal. Increase damage dealt to enemies by a certain amount for each ignition core. Feel like 20 extra damage per hit seems pretty good. But yeah, I need to spend a lot of money in healing now, which kind of sucks. Again? Oh, okay. Keep going down that route. I think I'm gonna save my money. I don't feel like upgrading one of the cores. I'd rather just put that towards chests. See, when only 15 seconds for that one. I guess we'll just go ahead and for cheese. Yeah, that's a ton of damage. Got a pretty short cooldown. I guess like the one thing you have to make sure you're careful of is make sure you don't get punished for using it. Like if an enemy has like super armor or something like that. Oops. Yeah, that's some crazy damage. for health now. Yeah, sure. 15 extra health. Why not? And we get to heal most of that back. Like, our lack of, like, natural sustain is kind of hurting us really bad. Steal 3 gems. More damage every 5 seconds. 400 now. Dang, that actually has like a crazy AoE on it. I'll have to really test out if that thing has iframes or not. If it does, that's nutty. I kind of like ended that spin pretty much right on top of him. Pretty bad. Ooh, food. Nice. Bringing that up to 60 damage is okay, but I want to get at least 1 level in this one. Increase crit damage by 40%. Let's keep hopefully finding the stuff that'll increase our crit chance, so we can make good usage of that 40% damage. No, maybe HP. Yeah, sure. Champion belt, a championship belt. It's like, you guys could have come up with like maybe something a little bit more descriptive. Like, what does this say in the belt? Like this. It doesn't seem like we get iframes when they're doing their Garen spin, huh? Like, if I land on top of that, yeah, I'm just gonna eat the damage, huh? Oops. Alright, defeat all enemies. Can I leave one up here? Eh? Yeah, I don't think I'm getting iframes like while I'm channeling that. I feel like I'm still taking damage. It's pretty bad. While you guys are spinning, I'm gonna go ahead and kill these frogs. Oh, leave me alone, please. Cryo weapon skill. Increase crit rate. Ooh, yep. That's what I was talking about. I think I saved my roses, huh? I've got a decent amount of money. Let's go for Hunk again. Crit rate 3. crit damage by 40? Let's restock. Though, weapon skill attack by 20% is not bad. Crit rate of all attacks by 3%? That's a maybe. Yeah, we just get both of these. Sure. Oh no. Fire core damage by 7%? Just keep buffing up my basic. Oh, more crit damage is always good. Oh, I didn't realize that they were swinging on that side. Whoops. Ooh, ow. Wow, that did so much damage to me. Drink the Red Bull. Freeze, execute. Enemies inflicted with freeze have a chance to be instantly killed when struck. Yeah. Let's go for health, I guess. More gems, telescope. 5 HP. It's probably not really going to activate at all since I'm mostly melee build. It's like I guess I could do the sub weapon, but I'm not really using that for damage. That whiffed on everything. I don't really like any of these. I guess we'll take like the 30 damage. Yeah, we're still taking damage during that. That's kind of rough. Ooh, that execute's coming in clutch. Quick healing, I guess? Though, I could also just get the 30 HP here. And hopefully that'll sustain us. Oh no, let's not stand there. Not really happy about taking the cheese. Electric core damage, kind of useless. Ah, crap. Greedy. Ah. Gotti. That wasn't too bad. Still only at half health, though. Still wish that there was a cutscene skip. Still does not exist. Same thing with this cutscene, too. It's like, I don't... It's like, once you see this the first time, it's like, I don't need to see the ship again. Heal... I guess heal again. Give me more Furious Wave. Probably just gonna hold on my money. Main weapon skill attack crit by 3. Sub weapon crit, eh. Ooh, movement speed. How have I not seen this before? It's like, I feel like of the runs I've done of this game, first time seeing that particular relic. Ooh. Some of them spiders are blown up. Sure. Taking damage causes an electrical explosion. Yeah. Dash can now hit enemies. Enemies that are hit receive electrical damage and have a chance to become shocked. Again, my bias versus skills that require me to get hit to activate. Ow. Sure. Oh, I see a legendary. HP is below 20%. Received damage is reduced by 30%. Sure. Oh, really? Alright, sir. Sure. Cold Cauterization. Freeze yourself to become invincible and slowly recover HP. Once the freeze effect clears, deal damage to all surrounding enemies and freeze them. Let's see. 4 times 6, 30. 30 HP each time I use it. The only problem with Cold Cauterization is that the cooldown is so huge for it. I feel like I don't really have a lot of choice here. Ah! It's so annoying. Yeah, like 150 seconds for 30 HP. It just feels low. Like, it's definitely not a... What? Oh, that is pure jank. What? It's okay, guys. Early access, right? Sure. Crit rate by 50%. Yeah, sure. Ow. It's like, unless I'm able to get my freeze off, I'll do a lot of damage to the elites. Don't care for max MP, but another 30 would be okay, sure. I'm gonna have to use money to heal myself here. Max energy by 20%. I mean, I just want the want the full heal basically. The level of all electric cores by 1, you know, for all 1 that I have. Let's restock. Damage of power attacks by 100%. I wonder... Because technically my power attack is me doing a charge. So does that mean that I'm getting 100% extra damage whenever I'm in this mode? Unless I'm like missing something about this. Because yeah, all I can do is charge. Oh, these things are hyper annoying. I don't know, I can't fully tell if I'm getting like 100% extra damage whenever I have this this charge going. Stupid electric cores, man. This for an electric build would be kinda nutty. Alright. Surprised that skill actually gave him a little love tap. Ow, ow, ow. Ow. Thank the Red Bull. Ooh. Neat. I was like, what's still alive? Screwed. I'm gonna keep going for damage. Sure. I need to make sure I'm like using my skill off cooldown. Ow, 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 ow. Ow. It does a poop ton of worth of damage. I think that's like the majority of my damage right now. Alright. 10 HP when you attain a chip. Attack speed 10, or by 5. Sure. Ow, ow, ow. Oh, whew. Give me that cheese. Yeah! Oh, I keep getting poked. Ow. Oh! No! It flash kicked me. Like Guile from Street Fighter. Oh well. Well, it's fun. We'll see how the game progresses as we get more updates for the game, and of course, like, I'll keep you guys posted on my thoughts on it once new stuff comes out. But if you have any thoughts about the game or you've been enjoying it yourself, please let me know in the comment section below. And of course, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you're liking, commenting, and subscribing, and all the other good stuff. And of course, until next time, good luck in your runs. Bye-bye.